We're watching a very high-class player.
This is when you know Vaibhav is at his best.
G'day 360 fam. It's the 30th of April. It's 8:30 in the morning here in South Africa. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I think the change of season has got the best of me or the better of me, but I will fight it through. I've been having some cross-counter, over-the-counter medicine, some vitamin C. Been trying to eat as healthy as possible, but I have to get through this because it is an exciting time for the De Villiers family. Tomorrow's Workers' Day in South Africa, so it's a long weekend. And we'll be going away. Yesterday was my father-in-law's birthday, so we'll be celebrating that. But also my own mom and dad, my biological parents, are visiting. They moved a few years back to a place very far from where I live, and I'm still not happy about that. But at least they are coming back. They will be arriving today, and very much looking forward to that. We'll be heading up north in South Africa. And after our weekend away, my parents will be heading into the Kruger National Park. If you haven't visited this incredible park, you should do so. And as South Africans, we actually don't do that often enough. And we don't realize how lucky we are. It's also Rohit Sharma's birthday today. So happy birthday, Ro. Mumbai Indians gave you the best present, having won 5 in a row. They are steamrolling ahead in this IPL, as we've got to know them for doing so over the years. They start slow and they finish well. And if you think about it, that's exactly what you really want to do in a tournament like the IPL, a long tournament with many games, a lot of traveling. You ideally want to finish well. It's not how you start, but how you finish, is what some very wise people used to tell me. Today is all about the IPL, guys. It's very exciting what's been happening. Young Vaibhav Suryavanshi, 14 years of age. I mean, what do you say about that? I mean, I honestly, I don't know what to comment. What are your thoughts on the young sensation? His blitz against the Gujarat Titans. I mean, I watched every single ball. My 2 boys are very, very inspired. I mean, my eldest is turning 10, and he's only 4 years away from where this guy is. And I can't see my boy being at the IPL at the age of 14. This is absolutely out of this world. Very aggressive. So I'll start with a criticism. Even though he scored one of the best hundreds I've ever seen, the worry for me is the overly aggressive nature, which will sort of go hand in hand with inconsistency. But then again, he's 14 years old. And how do you want a 14-year-old to play? You want him to be free out there. And that's exactly, I think, what Rahul Dravid and the management team have been telling him. Listen, go and enjoy yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself, because there's one thing you cannot do with a young guy who just comes into a place into a setup and something he's been dreaming of his whole life. The one thing you don't want to do is give him responsibility and tell him to try and be mature. So I think they've worked it out to the T, told this youngster, I don't care if you get 5 ducks in a row, just go and smash the ball, do what you do best. And there's a reason why you are in the Rajasthan Royals team. You've already proven to us that you are good enough. So now is not the time to try and change and to try and be a different player. And that's what I really like about him. And that's how Graeme Smith also captained me when I was young, 20 years old, coming into the South African setup. He took a lot of responsibility away. For a youngster to come in, you always feel like, now I need to prove to everyone. And Graeme always just told me, you've already proven that you belong here. Just go and enjoy it now. Have fun, watch the ball, and do what you do best. Don't try and be someone else now. And credit to that management team. Rahul, I think, played a huge role for giving this guy the wings to fly. And he definitely was flying the other night. Some incredible shots. Yeah, so let's move into the compliments. Just a very sound technique. Even though he's a very, very aggressive player, he still does the basics incredibly well. You see he has a solid base. When he hits, he plays the ball nice and late. Even though he goes aerial quite often, he still waits for it to come into his space. And I often allude to that with my coaching videos that I do, or if I give tips to any youngsters out there, I always tell them, wait for the ball to come into your box, into your area. The minute your hands leave your body, the blade goes all over the place, and you generally lose power. And that's the ironic part of it. The later you hit it with fast hands to get elevation through the ball, that's when you have most power. And that's what this youngster does incredibly well. I was also very impressed with how he played the short stuff. He was tested with the short stuff as well. A lot of guys came past the ears, and he looked like he's got a very sound technique for the future, right? You always try and see if there are some weaknesses in young players when they arrive on the scene. And there's definitely not a lot of weaknesses in this boy's game, except for consistency might be an issue down the line. If he doesn't have the ability to adapt and to work on his game, to keep growing, because there will come a point where a captain will come to him and say, listen, we've had a lot of fun for 3 or 4 years now. We want you to sort of change gears through innings. And I often speak about that. That's the players that I admire most, is players that have the ability to shift between first and fifth gear consistently and constantly throughout an innings. So, I mean, the way he plays in the first 6 is absolutely perfect and spot on. Only 2 fielders outside the ring. So he really puts the bowlers under pressure. But I would love for him, when he gets through the first 6, to start finding a way to get back to second gear, reassess, find your feet again, and then you'll identify a moment or two where you can absolutely take the bowling attack apart once again. But congrats to him, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Remember the name, guys. He's one for the future. He will go through lots of ups and downs throughout his career, only being 14 years old. Obviously still very, very young, immature in some areas, but he's at the right place with the Rajasthan Royals to learn from the best. Someone like a Rahul Dravid is one of my heroes. I mean, what a fantastic opportunity for him. I think he wasn't even born when Rahul started playing. It's quite funny and ironic, but it's the beauty of sport and the beauty of cricket and the IPL, the perfect platform, the IPL, for amazing stuff like this to happen. So yes, Rajasthan Royals with a good win there, sort of stopping the momentum of GT as they find themselves at the top of the log, or not at the top of the log, top half of the log, GT that is. So that was a very important game for them, and they looked really set for another win halfway through that innings. But in walked that 14-year-old Vaibhav. What a great knock. Second fastest 100 of the IPL ever. Only Chris Gayle topping him. And I was there for Chris Gayle's 100. That was something to witness. I was very happy to be on the sidelines and to watch him play and to be at the other end. Chris to this day still says that I stole some of his runs at the back end of that innings. I don't know how true that is. But anyway, good win for RR. Desperate win for them. They're really in trouble. Let's pull up that log quickly. I want to have a look at the log, because we really have a bit of clarity and direction as to where we're headed in this tournament. We have a couple of teams that look like they're pretty much out. But then again, I think it's SRH that have an opportunity at the bottom of the log to still win 5 in a row or something like that and have a chance. And then there are quite a few other fence sitters, CSK, I think, pretty much done and dusted unless they win all their games and have incredible wins with that net run rate, and then they've got to rely on results as well. SRH, that is right. They can get to 8 wins. Generally, 8 wins is the magic number. If you get on 7, you need a bit of luck to go your way. Same with RR, even though they won that last game, only 4 games in the bag, and they find themselves in a bit of a tough spot. And I mean, RCB is still top of the log, very consistent this season. Finally broke the shackles of playing at the Chinnaswamy, which was great. Let's talk quickly about SA players, guys. We'll pull back that points table in a few minutes again. Devil Brevis, Ryan Rickleton, Tristan Stubbs, quite a few others that are there. We have seen so much amazing talent from South Africa during this tournament, such as Brevis, Stubbs, Rickleton. Do you think the future of South Africa is bright? And Corbin Bosch as well the other night for Mumbai Indians, making his debut, right? And I mean, I know the guy personally very well. We used to live in the same residential estate. And I mean, I got to know him really well. He's a good golfer as well. And He came in under a bit of pressure the other night, scored some runs, 20 off 10, I think, and then bowled exceptionally well as well. Very happy for Corbin Bosch. Ryan Rickleton also scored some runs in that game. Just a wonderful player to watch. Very steady up front, and that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about for Vaibhav, for instance. Rickleton, yes, much older, but pretty consistent, and he's always prepared to sort of change gears. We haven't seen much of him after over 6 in this tournament, but I promise you, he has got the ability to reassess, and that's where I want Suryavanshi to get to. Also, Tristan Stubbs, he failed last night in a close encounter against KKR. I loved watching that game. I thought it was a very interesting encounter between the two teams, and Sunil Narayan being the difference once again. And I was sitting on the couch telling my boys, we said with about 7 overs out that Delhi Capitals have this in the bag and it's game over. And I said, not until Narayan's overs are bowled, my friends. And that proved to be right. Just stunning, that guy, the way he changed his length. I don't know if you guys noticed, his first over was very short, very defensive, conservative, as Narayan usually does. In his first over, he pitches it a bit short, gets a feel for the wicket. He was relatively expensive, didn't pick up many wickets. He came back and I identified the fact that we need to pick up wickets now. I can't be defensive. I have to go a yard fuller. And he bowled fuller. And I mean, that's always my advice to X-Factor mystery spinners. Force the batter to pick you. If you're Rashid Khan or Sunil Narayan or Kuldeep Yadav, pitch the ball fuller, even if you go for a boundary or two, but you are forcing the batter to play against your absolute strength. Why are you called a mystery spinner or match winner? It's because you turn the ball both ways, and a lot of the players don't pick up on that. So use that to your advantage. And Narayan picked up on that towards the last few overs that he bowled. He bowled a lot fuller, and the guys couldn't pick him. Everyone struggled, and that was the big difference. Just an amazing game. 204 there, as they played really well, KKR, but lost a lot of momentum at the back end of the batting innings. I thought they didn't bat very well. But also credit to Stark, who picked up a team hat-trick. They tried with a referral to get his own hat-trick there. Look at that fantastic final over. Team hat-trick there is that last one. Didn't end up being his wicket, but a run out from the wicketkeeper who directed. But Starkey always in the game, especially at the back end when he gets a little bit of reverse swing, natural reverse swing. Also a bit of an X factor there, and he's picked up on that over the years, that he's very difficult to hit from around the wicket to the right-handers, angling it into the stumps. Some of them go straight, some of them, because of that strong wrist of his, just leaves the bat at the last minute, and that's how he got rid of Gurbaz and a few others as well. Incredible bowling. So Delhi Capitals coming up short. I think Faf du Plessis played exceptionally well, but he was the key, and not to his fault. He needed a partner or two at the back end there to stick it out with him. Akshar was close to doing so, but he had a very sore hand. I hope he'll be all right for the upcoming games, as I'm rating this guy, Akshar Patel, as one of the best all-rounders in the world at the minute. If he's batting like that, we know what he can do with the ball. He's got great leadership qualities, and it's just great to see a guy like that flourish. He hasn't always been the first pick coming into the system. In the IPL with India, he always had to really fight his way through to get game time. No one really saw him as a batsman as he started, and look at him now, blossoming as a cricket player. What a fantastic player he is. But other than that, Vipraj maybe at the back end there, but they needed a Stubbs or one of the other batters to hang around with du Plessis, as du Plessis is not a natural aggressor. He's not a guy that generally goes at 200+ strike rate, especially at the back end. So he was doing his job perfectly well, like a Virat usually does, but they needed an aggressor that can be consistent at the other end. And unfortunately for them, Akshar, Vipraj, Stubbs, and all of them fell around him. And ultimately, Faf also felt the pressure, decided to have a go at their base bowler, which was Narayan at that time, got caught at the cow corner. And unfortunately for them, they ran out of wickets. But congrats to KKR, still in the hunt, still fighting, but they're going to have to keep on winning and grab hold of this momentum and keep building on that. Super chat. Let's have a look at my super chat friends. Gabriel Ben. You sound very familiar. I know that name. I think it's you, Gabriel. Is it you? Yes, it is. I know this guy very well. I'm pretty sure it is him. He used to throw balls at us for RCB in India, traveling to the UAE. Very good friend of mine. Wish I could wake up and it's 2020 Dubai. Oh, there we go. Doing throwdowns for you in ICC Academy. Miss the IPL days. My brother, man. I miss you too. Guys, if you don't know Gabriel Ben, follow him on Instagram, on YouTube. He's very, very good with a camera, bit of an influencer. He's got some behind-the-scenes footage of the players. He's good friends with Virat. It's great to see you on here, and thanks for the support, my buddy. I miss you too, and throwback to 2020 Dubai, UAE. Good times indeed. He's a left-hander who throws with a stick at the pace of light. Really, really fast, like Mitchell Stark stuff. But he's got this gripper as well. Very tough to face. Anyway, hope you're well, my bud. Have a good day. RCB's performance then, guys. Clinical. Absolutely clinical. How am I feeling after seeing that team performance? I'm very happy. And I've spoken about it so many times, guys. The bowling attack is really exciting me. I love what I see there. They're always in the hunt, always fighting and finding a way back in the game for the team. But on this occasion, the batters were under pressure. And it was almost, in my opinion, a huge pivotal moment for RCB in this tournament, because the bowlers have been tested time and time again. And time again, the bowlers showed that they've got the mettle. But the batters, yes, we've got some great batters, but I wasn't sure if we can do the pressure stuff at the back end. Considering that the bowlers are almost stepping up and saying we are here to win the tournament. And I don't know about you guys, if you want to come along for the ride, jump on. Virat's been in great form, but other than that, not a lot of consistent performers. Found ourselves 3 down very early in this chase. And I mean, the odds must have been 80%, 80-20 in the favor of Delhi Capitals to win this game. 6 overs into the game. But in... arrived at the crease, Krunal Pandya, the aggressor on this occasion. But Virat, guys, if at any stage in that first 10 overs Virat got out, I think we would have lost that game. Virat did what he does best, controlled the emotions, controlled the pace of the game. And Krunal Pandya, I mean, alongside Akshar Patel, another guy that's just an incredible left-arm spinner. He can hit the ball. India's got so many talented players. It's scary. It's really frightening. And I mean, you almost forget about a Krunal Pandya because there are so many good spinners that can bat as well. But he single-handedly took the momentum away from DC in this game and really took a lot of pressure off Virat. And not necessarily emotional pressure, but just pressure to have to score, and keep up with the run rate. So all Virat needed to do was to stick to his basics, to stick to his blueprint and his game plan, and that's exactly what he did. Fantastic knock here, fantastic win. Pivotal moment, as I said, for RCB. Now they know their bowlers can defend, and now they know their batters can chase under pressure as well. And that's what you want. That's what you want from a team firing from all cylinders. That run out was a little bit unnecessary from Rajat, but he'll learn from that. It's just the basics now that we need to focus on, RCB. We know we've got match winners in both the bowling and the batting department. Just the basics in the field. Make sure we tidy up on our fielding skills. Grab hold of those catches, take the opportunities, running between the wickets, body language. So those are things you can control. And that's what I mean when I speak about the basics. We know now the talent is there and the ability to win matches from anywhere. So it's all about the basics. Let's quickly talk about the bowlers then. There are two guys firing in that last game, picking up 3 and 2 wickets respectively. Hazelwood, I don't have to talk much about. But Bhuvi coming to the party because he was under pressure, right? He didn't have a great game the one before. A little bit expensive at the back end and almost lost the game for RCB. And I'll never point out an individual, but he just didn't have a good over at the back end. Like we know Bhuvi, what he's famous for is closing down games, firing in those Yorkers, and he started that over in that previous game at the Chinnaswamy with a half volley, which is very unlike him. So he was under pressure coming into this game. And like all greats do, they fire back when they are down. Bhuvi coming to the party with 3 big wickets there. Hazelwood doing what he always does. Krunal picking up one there, and Yash Dial as well, picking up a wicket. But just an all-round great team performance. And you guys know now about already, I don't have to mention it again, I'm incredibly excited about this bowling attack. You need a strong bowling attack to really go all the way in the IPL. Excuse me, I'm pretty blocked. So if I sound weird, I am a little bit sick, and hopefully I'll get better. Maybe my parents visiting today will make me feel better. Super chat question then quickly about the WTC final. As I've mentioned to you many times before, I will be there in June. I arrive in England on the 10th and head back on the 16th, I think. So we'll be watching the Proteas and Australia face off in the World Test Championship final. Hazelwood is in form, correct. Stark doing well, correct. And Cummins doing well, correct. Do you think it'll help them boost their confidence? Of course. I've mentioned this before as well. Australia, without a doubt, are the favourites going into this final. Just purely on the fact that they are very experienced, well-oiled machine is what I mentioned in one of my previous shows, or quite a few of the previous shows. Most of their batters seem to be in form. A lot of them, quite a few of them are have sort of got out of bad form in the last year or two and into great form. Steve Smith batting where he usually does and where I want him to bat. So, I mean, it looks like an uphill battle. And let's not forget about Nathan Lyon. It's just a fantastic spinner for Australia, so consistent. And his stats speaks for itself. I mean, he compares to some of the greatest spinners of all time. So there are not a lot of weaknesses in this Aussie lineup, and it will be very tough for South Africa to go out there and feel like they can win. But in saying that, when South Africa are underdogs, when you count them out, when the backs are up against the wall, generally that's when you see the best of the Proteas. So, yeah, I want to wish the Proteas all the very best. I will be there supporting them and cheering them on. The odds are against us, there's no doubt about it. I feel our bowlers are fine. I feel our bowlers have the ability to pick up wickets. But can we get the runs on the board? Do we have enough players in form? Markram, Rickleton, Stubbs, Themba Bavuma, a few others. Hopefully they have what it takes to put 300 plus on the board there at Lords, which is generally a good number. When I played my last test match there, all 4 innings were around that 300 mark. It's very difficult. You're never in at the Lords. You always have to build partnerships. And when you do have a partnership, you have to extend it for as long as possible because there's always a bit of sea movement. You are never quite comfortable at the crease. So if you can get 300 plus, 400 is a magical number. So I think South Africa's batters need to focus on that. Venky Iyer, guys, he's gone for a lot of money in this IPL. And unfortunately, so far, it hasn't gone according to plan. Considering Venkatesh Iyer struggles this season, what adjustments would you suggest for him to regain form in the remaining matches? Just take your time. And the commentators alluded to that in last night's game. He's just very much in a rush. You almost, and I can relate to that. And all cricket players can relate to that. Sometimes when you go through a bit of a dip, there's pressure on you. You almost want to hit yourself out of the trouble. And that's never a good idea. So my advice to him would be just take your time, give yourself a chance, It's difficult. You're looking around at the IPL, and I've been at a position before, and you see the orange cap and guys scoring hundreds, and it looks so easy, and records breaking for SRH, and all other batting units just seem to be in great form. And here you are, just you're struggling to get the ball off the middle of the bat and through the circle, the inner ring, that is. So, I mean, it's the easy way out is to try and hit your way out of trouble. And that's what he tried to do again last night. So really, really rushed very early on the shot. Prime example of what I speak about when I say, wait for it, let it come into your box, into your space. 9.9, triple nine out of 10 times, players are in bad form tend to play early, purely because you want to almost hit yourself out of trouble. You leave the box, your hands are ahead of your body, your blade comes through too early, you lose all power, and generally the ball goes up in the air. So for me, it would be just take your time, Venky, let it come into your space, play the ball a bit later, be prepared to have 10 of 10 balls, because the longer you wait, And the more time you spend out there, the easier it gets, and the more the opposition run out of ideas of how to get you out. They'll fire everything they have at you in the first 10 to 20 balls. If you get through that, the game gets a lot easier. And some of the bowlers that doesn't necessarily match up well with you also have to come and bowl. So wait for those moments, and then you identify it. And once you feel comfortable, then you'll be ready to go. You've got the pace of the wicket, you understand the dimensions of the outfield, and you give yourself a much better percentage of succeeding. How did I adjust to Malinga? I see as a good question. You play Malinga so well. What changes did you make during facing up against the slingy bowler? And please, more AB to 360 videos. I'm really sorry about that. It's been school holidays over here, so I've been fairly busy with the kids and the family, going away, coming back home, all sorts of things happening. As you know, I was in the United States of America as well for that golf tournament. If you follow me on social media platforms, and if you don't, please do. But for those of you following me, you would have seen I hit a ball there as well in the par 3 contest. It was absolutely amazing, but there was no time from AB to 360 in the last few weeks. So I'm really sorry about that. How did I adjust to Malinga, guys? I'll just quickly finish with Malinga first. First of all, I've got the world of respect for this guy. He's never said a foul word to me on the cricket pitch, but I've always felt like he was there to get my number. And I respect those kind of opposition. And he's one of those guys, top of the list almost, who's just had a great attitude towards cricket. He instilled fear towards the opposition without being rude or nasty out there. Just a wonderful bowler, X-factor, mystery bowler. Someone who, when he got it right, it was almost impossible to counter him. IPL, a bit of a different story in T20 cricket. Generally, the ball stops swinging quite early. Some of the grounds are a bit smaller. So I was lucky in that regard. But still, I did make really good adjustments over the years. I followed him closely. I remember playing against him in Sri Lanka when he was in prime form, and he was really getting rid of most of our batters with those fast Yorkers swinging away at the back end. At the last minute, and at the back end of the innings, he found that reverse swing as well. He had a nasty bouncer, which came out of nowhere. But I always felt like not moving my feet too much, staying on the leg stump, not allowing him to get me out LBW bowled. And I often speak about it, where the minute I come out to bat, or used to come out to bat, I would immediately try and assess what's the biggest threat on the day. And for every specific bowler, I can go through the list right now. I can name you 100 bowlers, and I'll tell you exactly how they would try and get me out. And once they couldn't get me out, how I was going to pounce on them. So for Malinga, to me, it was to stay on leg stump, try and eliminate bowled or LBW. I would never mind him nicking me off or me getting caught off the short ball or any of those kind of shots. I just didn't want him to get me out bowled or LBW. So I never jumped across the crease too much, try and play straight, because my pads were right in front of the stumps then, and he had the ability to sneak under the bat. And also, I didn't want to fall across with my head, let him beat me on the inside of my bat and getting bowled. So eyes level with the ground, stay on leg stump, and almost invite him to come at my stumps, because with a really good balance, staying on leg stump, it would open up the offside completely. And if he got frustrated, he would follow me into my pads, bowled and LBW out of the equation. It's a free hit almost to the leg side. Yes, I did play some lap shots off him, but that's always only when I was in and felt comfortable at the wicket, and when I was starting to really get some momentum going. But other than that, that was the basics. Stay on leg stump, keep my eyes level, eliminate bowled and LBW, look to it straight. If he errs to the offside, misses my stumps, I can really use that width and create pace to the offside. And obviously he had this great slower ball, but I would wait for that. I knew about the slower ball. And at the back end, I would almost literally set up and tell myself, if you see that slow ball, you go. And I always felt like I had time, because I was on leg stump with my eyes level, balance good, I had time to adjust to different deliveries. But I would always set up for that slower one, as that was the danger ball for him at the back end, and the one that would really unsettle the batters. Alrighty. Let's throw back to that Masters then. That was Lasith Malinga. Big respect for him. Highlights from the Masters. What moment it must have been for you. So happy for you, mate. Also, thanks for everything. RCB. Keshav Gupta, thank you very much for being a super fan. It was an unreal experience. I've also never been so nervous in my entire life before when my horse or my player, Christian Besaidenote, told me on the second hole of that par 3 contest, listen, you're going to hit a shot on the 9th. And immediately my whole body just went numb. I was so nervous. Once again, you'll see that on social media platforms. I posted that of me hitting a shot at the back end of that par 3 contest. They also mic'd me up, so I had a mic here running all the way down my trousers, and they tied it to my sock. And just before I hit, it came loose, and it literally fell out of my trousers onto the ground. And I mean, when I looked up, I just saw thousands of people around. And it's not the same as a cricket match. With a cricket bat in hand, I knew what I was doing. But with a golf club, it's a whole different story. And it takes so long for that club to come down. There's so much time to think with golf. Cricket is much more reactive, much easier for me. Anyway, the golf ball lies still there. It doesn't move. I wish someone could actually throw it to me and then hit it. It would be much easier. But anyway, nonetheless, I ended up hitting a good shot. Thank goodness, because all I told myself was just find the middle of the club. And that was probably my highlight, finding the green there. No, I'm kidding. I never talk about personal performance, even though that was one of my best golf shots of my life. And if I hit it like a yard further, it would have been close to a hole-in-one. So I could only be happy about that. No, the highlights of that trip was some of the South Africans there, Tristan Lawrence, Christian Besaidenote, Charles Schwartzel. I think that's everyone. We got to hook up with Charles quite a bit. He's a former Masters winner. Him and his wife, Roz, were so kind to us and really welcomed us into their space, even though he was in competition mode. But Besaidenote, a really good friend of mine, inviting me to the Masters, organizing us tickets and giving myself and 4 of my best friends the week of our lives. I mean, we had so much fun and so many memorable moments being there. Excuse me, I'm very, very clogged up. Super chat again, Devi Prasad, thank you very much for the support. Your biggest fan ever to exist in the whole multiverse. Alrighty, I like that. Thank you. There's word around you'll be in RCB camp next year, potentially as a fielding coach. Wow. Okay, I don't know where you got that from, but never say never. Once again, I can always give tips, but I don't know if I'll commit to being a full-time fielding coach. We'll see. I maybe have more of an influence just generally, I think, with my experience of playing at the IPL, how to encounter or how to counter pressure moments, some technical stuff with a bat. Yes, I can help with the fielding, but I wouldn't like to limit myself to just being a fielding coach. Another birthday, guys. I almost forgot. I see the reminder on my phone here. Chris Morris. It is his birthday as well. The two of us will be teaming up again after all these years in the WCL, the World Championship of Legends. That'll be happening in England in July. I think we start on the 18th of July. Our squad is finalized and it's looking good. Hashim Amla committed, LB Morkel, so many greats of South African cricket teaming up to go and have a bit of fun together to see if we can win some games of cricket for South Africa. There we go, Dex. It is Chris Morris's birthday. I almost forgot. This guy, let me tell you something about Chris Morris you don't know or might not know. He's got a bit of an addiction. He's got a problem. Like some people have a problem with gambling or playing golf or watching too many movies or binging on Netflix or whatever the case may be, eating sweets too much. Chris Morris has got a problem with Air Jordans, Nikes. I think he's got like 80 pairs of them. Absolutely ridiculous. That's almost every third day of the year, every third, fourth day of the year, he wears a different pair of Air Jordans. He comes to work with it. When we commentate together at the SA20, he plays golf in them. He goes to the movies with them. He goes to church with them. He drops his kids off at school wearing Air Jordans. Absolutely crazy. So there's something you didn't know about Chris Morris. Chris, happy birthday, my buddy. Lots of love. And maybe I'll get a few buddies together to buy you a pair of Air Jordans, as it's too expensive for one person to buy it. All right, my top 4 predictions. I've been wanting to share this with you guys for a while now. RCB in first place, second place RCB, third place RCB, and fourth place, you've guessed it, RCB. That's my prediction for the top 4, and RCB to win it. The eliminator, the qualifier 1 and 2, and also the finals. Thank you very much. It's RCB's here. Now let's get back to being serious. Pull up that log, guys, so we can have a look. I'm unsure about my 4th spot, so I'll just quickly pick one there. RCB to make it. No doubt about it. Be aware of Mumbai Indians. Yes, 7-1-5 in a row. They're probably due to lose one pretty soon. Maybe it'll be a good thing for them. Delhi Capitals, I'm worried about. They've lost a few I think they've only won 1 out of the last 6 games. Absolutely incredible. Haven't started so well. I think they won the first 4 games and then only 1 out of the last 6. And also 1 point for that no result. And now they have a break. Maybe it is a good thing for them getting away. I think they have a 5 or 6 day break now. So maybe Delhi will be back. They've got some things to think about. Back to the drawing board for them. They're a good team, but they find themselves in a spot of bother, and it's only their own fault. Punjab Kings, great to see them up there. LSG, KKR. Okay, it's tough. So let's go. RCB, MI. Oh my word, this is difficult. I think Punjab Kings are gonna qualify, guys. Ricky Ponting, Shreyas Iyer. I love the look of that side. I mean, by no means in a comfortable position. I think the next game against LSG are incredibly important for them, as one of those teams will considerably reduce their chances of qualifying whoever loses there, especially for LSG, as they've played 10 already. So it's Punjab, RCB, MI, and then either GC or DC. I can't see SRH winning 5 in a row, guys. So they're out for me. KKR, I feel, they're just too inconsistent, even though they have Narayan, Russell, and a few great players. Narayan can't win every single game for them. So they're out. And then either LSG, I think LSG are out. So it's either GT or DC. So Punjab, GT, MI, RCB. They're my top 4. All right. Last question, but not least, as I can't hear myself speak anymore. My ears are so blocked. Themarville Zone. I don't know how to pronounce that YouTube name, but thanks for joining me. You've had an incredible career. Thank you, bud. What would you say? Sorry, I'm saying bud, but I can say bud to a girl or a boy, right? My buddy. Yeah. Girl buddy, boy buddy. I don't know. What would you say is your favorite memory from your time on the field? One that always brings a smile to your face. That is difficult with an 18-year professional career, 14 years at the IPL. Let's go one memory of the IPL and one international. So just off the top of my mind, a run out I got for South Africa. I think it was in 2006, maybe 2006 against Australia, running out Simon Katic, throwing the ball blindsided. I really enjoyed that. And maybe my final test 100, I've just got to throw that in there as well. But generally, my answer with a question like this would always be just memories with friends, the networking, the connections I've made with people over the years, having the great privilege of traveling the world with some good mates and fellow cricketers. That's probably one special memory that stands out. Especially if I had to mention a couple of individuals internationally, Hashim Amla, Dale Steyn, similar age than me, started at a similar time, just an incredible career with them alongside me. One of the highlights. Sorry, there's a lot now. Okay, IPL. Oh man, just the people. Yuzi, Virat, you're going to make me cry. Just all the memories. Evan Speechley, someone you don't often see behind closed doors. Our physiotherapist. And just all the people I got to know over the years. Too many to mention. All the international stars that I got to play with. On field, probably the partnership with Virat in the Green Day, and the other 200 partnership in Mumbai, the Wankhede Stadium against Mumbai Indians, where we both scored 100 again. 2 partnerships that really stand out. All right, I've written a book about that now. Sorry, I know you were talking about one memory. That's about 20 for you. It's just impossible. I played too many games of cricket and traveled too far around the world to mention one. Thanks for making our childhood. Rishi, thank you very much. I do miss those days. And I am the luckiest man in the world to have had the opportunity to play cricket for a living, and also to just entertain and to do what I love. And I think you guys can vouch for me. I honestly I got emotional at times. I also want to win, and I've got the nit between the the grit between the teeth. I don't know what I said there. When I get going and when the chips are down or the game is on the line, I always had a bit of emotion coming out, but you could see in my face that I always loved what I was doing, and that I would always encourage youngsters just to really remind yourselves why you're playing this game. And even to Vaibhav Suryavanshi, who scored that first 100 now at the age of 14, never, ever, ever lose sight of why you play cricket. Never take yourself too seriously. Try your best. Yes, get emotional, but there must come a time where you just go like, laugh at yourself. Just got 3 ducks in a row. So what? It's okay. It's a game. It's a leather ball and a piece of wood, and we're hitting the ball and running around like maniacs. Never lose sight of that. And also in life, with business or anything you take on, always see the fun side of life as well, and the funny side thereof. Have your glass half full, and that would always be my advice, as tough as it is. And I'm not preaching, because I promise you I have down times. But maybe for a shorter period of time than most, as I always remind myself after half a day of really grinding it out and going through a tough time, feeling negative, feeling frustrated, and then I just go like, AB, stop it. Why are you doing this again? Get over it, move on, take it with a pinch of salt. Bad stuff happens. Let's move forward and look at the bright side. Alrighty, I know there's a lot of people around the world that are maybe sick. A lot of people are flying high. And I saw a very cool clip of Will Smith, the Hollywood actor, talking about the cliff top and the very rock bottom part of your life. And both have a similar kind of feel, because you can really get hurt there and you feel it really hurts here as well. Because you're always looking for that purpose in life. And even if you at the cliff top, you almost get into bad habits and maybe bad addictions, because you are looking to feel alive. You're finding something to help you feel alive there. If you've got all the cars, all the houses, all the money in the world, you look for something else to make you feel like, where's my purpose? And same with rock bottom. So it's actually weird and ironic how those two things speak to each other. It's nice to float here in the middle and not really ride that roller coaster too hard. Just be happy as much as you can. If you're sad, don't be too sad. Pick yourself up again and drift like that. Anyway, great advice. Watching from Cape Town. Yes, there we go, South Africans. Winter is here. Dress up nice and warm, as it's pretty chilly. Follow me on Facebook, all social media platforms, guys. Instagram, Twitter. Also, please like the show. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. To those of you who have, thank you very much. I always have a lot of fun with you guys. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming up on the 360 show soon. A lot more from AB to 360. I promise you, just give me a bit of time to get healthy again. This weekend, I'll be going away for the long weekend with my parents and also my in-laws. Happy birthday to all the birthday goers. Rohit, Chris Morris, my father-in-law, John Swart. We will be celebrating this weekend. And to all of you out there, take it easy, laugh at yourself, and lots of love from me. Until next time. Bye now.